just awesome. I wish you could transform into Kintaro some way throughout the game. Although back in those days when we were playing this in the arcade, although there were of course always rumors with regards to Shang Tsung, how you could transform into Noob Sable, Smoke, Jade or even Kintaro. Of course none of it was true, unfortunately. And here we are on the tower stage, which is like, I don't know, one of my favorites definitely in Mortal Kombat 2. Actually I love all of the backgrounds in Mortal Kombat 2, but for some reason the baseline, the tower, and the tower stage are just, for some reason, really close to my heart, especially with the wasteland, with the amount of detail that's present in the background. And I can still remember when I started first playing this in the arcades after Mortal Kombat 1, which was pretty good but sort of blank, you know, not that many characters, not that many backgrounds, and Mortal Kombat 2 just blew everybody's mind with regards to the amount of characters that you have, the moves and all of the stages and the content that was there in the game. I think it Midway or the team that has developed Mortal Kombat wasn't able to top Mortal Kombat 2, and it's never really going to be able to do that. I mean, if you look at the Mortal Kombat 9 that's upcoming now, it's basically just redoing the first 3 games. They didn't really add much new to it, which is okay, I guess. But still, there's just something about Mortal Kombat 2 that, you know, they can top anymore. Anyway, coming back to the PC version, as you can see, the gameplay is awesome, and it even has the same difference on player 1 and player 2 side. I think Mortal Kombat 2 was the only game where it really mattered whether you were playing against the CPU on the player 1 or on the player 2 side, because it was just, you know, completely different. And now we're going up to Shang Tsung on the 5th stage, and after that we will be fighting against Kintaro. Kintaro is fortunately exactly the same as he was on the arcade, same size, same moves, same strategies, and he's awesome in this version as well. Nowadays you can play Mortal Kombat 2 perfectly on the DOSBox emulator as well, for the PC version, and it's definitely worth trying and playing, because it's really that good. So you could see that the hitting the bottom and the sound effects was a bit off as well, but finally we get to Kintaro. Oh, I'm just pressing the wrong button. Kintaro has always been my favorite character in any of the Mortal Kombat. I can still remember the first time I managed to get to him in Mortal Kombat 2 on the actual arcade. I was still a little kid and, you know, was barely as high as you know, the joysticks were situated on the arcade, so everything looked huge. And I was just sort of, you know, trembling and shaking in fear when I first fought against him. Of course, I lost both rounds and he just kicked the shit out of me, but I really had the impression, I mean, I was that much into the game that, you know, I really thought that, you know, he really meant business and wanted to kill me and you know, tear me apart. And that's just awesome. I like the style of Kintaro and everything about him, basically. And he's really is what, you know, defines, or I don't know, I mean, Mortal Kombat 2 for me, along with Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn plays just the same as in the arcade, and we can do the same cheap tactics against him. I think Shao Kahn was a cool character and you know, looking awesome, intimidating with his taunts, but gameplay wise, once you figured out how to beat him, he was just cheap. No challenge at all. Nevertheless, it's still fun playing against him. I like to beat his ass. And there we go. I'm gonna turn up the volume a bit. As you can see, the ending is just like the same as in the arcade, although the music is of course different due to the MIDI sample, but fortunately we get the clues as well, or the questions, and when you clock the game you get the same beautiful arcade pictures and endings that you would get in the arcade version. Overall, for me, this is a 10 out of 10 version of Mortal Kombat 2, and the best one in my opinion that was ever released on the home port. On console side, the SNES and the 32X versions are the best, I think, but in overall the PC version is just perfect. As you can see, the ending is a bit different. I mean, the credits is a bit different than it was on the arcade, where you could see the fighters and the actor names being displayed on the page 2 stage, where you don't have it in this version, just the credits scrolling. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up this review. Like I said, this is best home port, and it's definitely worth checking out and getting one copy for yourself on eBay, just to the beautiful box art and the manual and everything. I mean, if you are, you know, a collector, then you already know what I'm talking about. That it's definitely a good thing, you know, not just have this game on your hard drive, then, but to have it also in the boxed version sitting on your shelf, stuff like that. So this has been Mortal Kombat 2 on the PC, and really an outstanding, excellent version. I'm gonna see you guys next time, coming up with a review of Mortal Kombat 3 on the PC version, so stay tuned.